Welcome to a school where students' eyes light up whenever you mention books, and burn lasers right through you. This is Sparrowhunt School of the Arts Radio. When I woke up this morning and pulled the heavy velvet drapes from my mirror, I expected to see the fictional and untrustworthy reflection of myself on the smooth glass pane. That is what we all expect to see when we see ourselves. But when I pulled off the fabric, it was missing. I had no reflection. For a short while, I thought I must have become a vampire. I checked my body for the small bite marks where a vampire might have bitten me. I didn't find any, but you can never be sure. So then I went through the standard vampire prevention procedure, which every child learns to do in kindergarten. You should know the procedure. First, I ate a couple cloves of garlic, and while I was trying to swallow those, I dunked my head in the bucket of holy water, the one that is required to sit at the end of every bed at school. I checked out fine. I am like 99.9% sure I am not a vampire, especially since I passed the cannibalism and dangerous demons test last month, and I left almost completely sane. It wasn't until I held my roommate up to the mirror and discovered that she had also lost her reflection that I realized our reflections must be broken. And we have been getting reports as well as complaints about missing reflections from students all over the school. I'm just as confused as all of you, and I'm sure our Associate Dean of Time Travel and Alternate Dimensions, Professor Andra, will soon sort this whole issue out, okay? Okay. Now let's move on to this week's activities calendar. On Monday, some of our college students majoring in visual arts will be giving free drawing lessons. Let their hands guide you as you draw landscapes that only exist in places you will never visit and times you will never live to see. Stop by room 1238 in the Central Arts Building to learn. Tuesday, all elevators will be closed for inspections. Technicians will be checking all of the usual things, like making sure the cords and gears you trust your life with aren't too annoyed or bored, so they won't drop you into the bottomless abyss under every elevator for their own amusement. Wednesday, the travel club is meeting. All students in attendance will be immediately expelled for trying to leave campus during a time that has not previously been approved as a school vacation by the school board. Thursday? I've never heard of Thursday. Is that a place? Or maybe something? Whatever it is, I don't see why these notes are relevant, and they seem unimportant anyway. Friday is a switch day. When you wake up Friday morning, you may not be in the same body or have the same voice that you did on something called Thursday. You may or may not be back to what you believe to be your normal state or self by Saturday morning. The school board said in a public statement, "We are not responsible for your life." Geez, you can't always blame everything on us. You need to do something with your life. Aren't you always complaining about how we control your thoughts too often anyway? They said in a monotone voice simultaneously, before getting on their hands and knees and digging ferociously into the moist earth. Saturday there are ballet auditions for NYC Ballet, PNB, SAB, CRY, DIE, SAD, and BYE summer intensives. We ask once again for the dancers to not make any attempts at eating the teachers. Sunday is cookie dough day. Make cookie dough, eat cookie dough, and wear cookie dough. Anything but baking the cookie dough. Violators will be branded as bakers and definitely won't be sent underneath the unfinished library for TINETHERAPY. That's all that's going on this week. Pretty uneventful, but oh well, nothing ever really happens here anyway. So, before I came into the studio, I had coffee with Jem. And oh, his moon disc eyes and dark hair. He is fabulous. I complimented his eyes once, and he got really upset. He insisted that the fake color green is, of course, real. He said that the grass is green, the trees are green, and his eyes are green. I told him what every good student at this school and the world knows. I know that sometimes things can look as if they are the color green. Sometimes it can even seem like you could reach out and touch the greenness. But when you touch the object, do you feel any green? No. So green isn't real. Green is a lie and an illusion, and it should be treated with distrust and strong, but reserved feelings of anger. The kind where you say, I'm fine, but then you look at the thing that seems to be green, and everybody knows that it isn't all right. I got so worked up over this whole green thing that Jim actually believes in for some reason, and then he hugged me. When I felt his warm and strong arms wrap around me, everything felt all right. I didn't care about the color green anymore. I didn't care that sometimes even the sky looks green. It was only he and I, and nothing else seemed important anymore. I have been getting some of your mail. I understand why some of you may believe that I have a crush on Jim, but I assure you that I do not. I love Jim far too much to ever crush him. Although I do take part in some of the older rituals passed from generation to generation from our ancient ancestors, I will not partake in the deranged idea that in order to show affection, you must crush the person you care most about. That is not nice. The menu specials for next week are, there aren't any. Next week we will not need to eat, so the dining hall will not be serving any food. The health department has released a statement saying, we will feel no hunger next week, so food will not be needed at all for the next 7 days. If you are not sure about whether or not you have mastered the ability to survive off of sunlight alone, you have until tomorrow to learn. We know it can be hard to obtain sunlight to feed off of, especially when these huge trees and clouds usually hide the sun. But we have faith in you. Good luck. The doctor who reported this was shoving as much food as he could possibly fit into his mouth while still talking. He said that he was preparing for hibernation. One of those creepy-looking drones that work for the school radio has entered the recording booth. It has a message for me. Let's go to a message from our sponsor. You stand in front of a wall. There is nothing remarkable about this wall. It is only a wall. It is a plain and dull gray wall. The wall takes up most of your vision because you are standing so close to it, but you do not turn your head to see if there is anything besides the wall in front of you. You keep your attention on the dull gray wall standing in front of you. You do not touch the wall. You dare not touch the wall. You cannot tell if the wall is really there, or if it is just a facade, a screen to cover what is on the other side. If you touch this wall, will it stop your hand, or will you go straight through? You can only know if you reach out to touch it. Wait, but what if the wall is a fake? What if you fall right through the dull gray wall? What is this wall protecting you from? Or maybe it is keeping you from something. Maybe this wall is not keeping you from anything. Or it's keeping you from nothing. If you try to touch this fake wall and fall through, will you fall into nothing? You contemplate this. You have never been around absolutely nothing before. Then you wonder what this wall is even doing here. You have never seen this real, or perhaps fake, wall here before. The wall doesn't even look real. It just looks gray. You decide to make an attempt at touching the dull, gray, and probably inexistent wall. Your hand shoots out. You prepare to fall into nothingness. But wait, this is just a normal gray wall. There was no reason to ever be worried. You turn away and decide to never think about this again as you walk into Home Depot. Home Depot, we help make real walls for you. Oof. So the drone left. Those things are so creepy. It took some time for it to give me the message. It just stood there staring at me for 17 minutes, with those empty eye sockets and creaky metal joints. I can never tell if those things are human, or machine, or what. I'm just glad that they aren't allowed around campus, and that I don't have to put them up at night. At least, not anymore. Oh yes, the message. All mirrors on campus are still broken. No reflections have been seen anywhere. Even now, listeners, when I look into the window of my recording booth, there is no reflection. It is no longer the mirrors that are broken, but our reflections themselves. I am not a vain person, but I like knowing that when I gaze into a smooth surface, I will see the fictional and untrustworthy version of myself staring back at me. Now, we don't know if we will ever see our reflections again. There is more to this message, though. Professor Andra, Associate Dean of Time Travel and Alternate Dimensions, is missing. This may be because she was never here in the first place. The drone started to say that this was because she has always been located in another alternate dimension. That's why she could never teach her classes, and kept insisting that she doesn't teach her subject. She never really existed, because there is no such thing as time travel and alternate dimensions. But then the drone started sputtering and saying, "Error, error, error," with those creepy human lips, and a drone assistant had to come and take it away. This means that there is no one here to help us. Even though reflections are considered an alternate dimension, there is no such thing as alternate dimensions. So, just ignore this whole thing, and our reflections will soon be back to normal. I'm sure. Wait, what are you doing here?
You too.
That was Eddie Harrison. Ugh, he is horrible. He just burst in here and started telling me a bunch of words strung together in sentences which overall sounded like lies. He asked me if I have seen myself, which doesn't make any sense at all. Of course I haven't. Our reflections are all broken, and I told him that, but then he said, "No, have you seen a copy of yourself on campus walking around?" And I replied, "No, I have not. If I did, though, I would think it would be pretty cool. I've always wanted a twin." Eddie insisted that this wasn't a twin. He said that he had seen me having coffee with Jim earlier, and he saw another me, watching me. Which is completely ridiculous. Why was Eddie watching my fabulous Jim and me drink coffee together? That is so creepy. He can't just watch people like that. Is it just me? No, it's definitely not me. It's him. I can be with whoever I want. It doesn't matter what Eddie thinks. It was very creepy for him to watch us, and rude for him to come in and lie to me like that. If there were copies of students walking around campus, I think I'd be getting reports about it. Anyway, I shouldn't get so upset about what Eddie says. He isn't worth it. Our reflections are still missing, and who knows if we will ever see ourselves again. If our reflections are missing, does that mean that there is a piece of us missing too? Or is it what we originally thought of our reflections, that they are only fictional and untrustworthy mirrors of us, nothing more, nothing less? Whether we see ourselves again on campus, or live seeing only what we can when we look down at our body, using either default or X-ray vision, life will go on. Maybe one day our reflections will be considered even less than fictional. One day they might no longer be considered real. When we have lived for long enough without reflections, the school board might put it on the list of things that are totally not real. One day... Wait, do you hear that? There is a shadow in the foggy glass of my door. It looks like... No. Listeners, I am very scared right now. I am hiding behind the filing cabinet, and I don't know what will happen next. I'm going to have to go now. Stay tuned for... Don't come any closer! No! Get away! Out, you!
Hey, this is Madison's roommate, and you just finished listening to the second episode of Sparrowhunt School of the Arts. This was Part A. On the 6th of next month, Part B will be released early due to my roommate's spring vacation to Europe. She's so rude, she never asked me to come. The very rude voice of Sparrowhunt is Madison MacFarlane. The show is written and produced by Madison MacFarlane. All background and theme music is by Conelrad. You can find them on Bandcamp. The musical guest was Paperhaus playing Someday. Check SSA's website out at sparrowhuntsa.wix.com/SSA-web. The quote of the day is, "Without reflection, we go blindly on our way, creating more unintended consequences and failing to achieve anything useful." Margaret J. Wheatley.